Have you ever seen a watch that just quietly makes sense? It's not trying to be something it's not. It's not trying to be overhyped. It's not trying to be too flashy. It's just trying to be your daily wear. Hey, there you are, and welcome to My Dude Watch. My name is Jason, and today I'm excited to bring to you the Huber Novus GMT. This is one that I think you need to take a serious look at. Now, this is a watch that comes in and it doesn't try to overwhelm you with unnecessary nonsense. It kind of feels like a watch that knows exactly what it wants to do. You do not want to miss this. This is going to be fun. You know the deal. Grab a snack, pull up a chair, and let's talk watches. And now, before we jump in, I want to thank Huber Watches for sponsoring today's video. Huber is a US brand, and one thing that's pretty cool is they design, assemble, and ship their watches from the United States, with their operations based in Las Vegas. Now, with that said, let's dive right into today's watch, and we'll do as we always do and start with the tell of the tape. All right, here we go. The Novus GMT measures in at 42 millimeters in case diameter, 48 millimeters lug to lug, and a very manageable 13.2 millimeters thick. And on my scale, with 2 links removed, it comes in at 156 grams. This watch is built around a 316L stainless steel case, a domed sapphire crystal, and an NH34 automatic GMT movement. It feels substantial, yes. It feels confident. Absolutely, but it still feels very wearable and balanced. But it doesn't cross over into being clumsy. That to me is a big deal. A clean design, a useful GMT function, and it wants to do it in a package that feels wearable, approachable, and honestly easy to enjoy. Now, moving into the hardware, the bezel is fixed here, and the overall case construction is done in 316L stainless steel, which is exactly what you want in a watch trying to live in this everyday category. Huber has given the Novus GMT a dual color bezel as part of the design language. Up top, you get a sapphire crystal, and this one, if you look closely, has got a slight dome to it. And I really like that. It gives the watch just a little extra shape, a little extra visual interest, and without feeling like it's trying too hard. You've got a beautiful signed push-pull crown, which keeps things simple and clean. And turning the watch over around back, you get an exhibition window. So if you enjoy seeing a mechanical movement doing its thing, you do get that little extra connection with the watch. So right now, the bones of the watch are solid, nothing gimmicky, nothing overcooked, just a nicely thought out package. And let's jump over to the dial, because this is where I think the Novus GMT starts to tell a story. You've got this really attractive gradient design, and depending on how the light catches it, the watch picks up a little extra life and dimension. Huber describes it as a bold dial with strong legibility and contrast, and I think that is fair. These hour markers are applied, and they've got that silver border there to help them pop without looking too dressed up. At 3 o'clock, you get the date window, and I actually like how they handled this. There's no extra border trying to call attention to itself. And in my mind, the best of all is there's no cyclops. Now, up at the top of the dial, you've got the Huber logo, and truthfully, the simplicity here is part of the charm. You get the clean Huber H with the name underneath it. That's it. No over-branding, no unnecessary clutter. It's just simple, easy branding that fits this watch. And now take a look at the bottom of the watch. You get the Novus GMT right here. And in red, designed in the USA, which ties the whole brand story back to the watch itself in a pretty tasteful way. Now, the hour and minute hands have this fence post style to them. They're done in white with the same silver border, so the whole dial feels cohesive. The seconds hand has a nice little splash of white on the tip, just enough to break things up. And then the GMT hand, and this is one of the visual highlights for me, because that touch of red gives the watch just enough energy. It adds a little personality. It reminds you that this is not just a basic three-hander. It really adds that little extra purpose with punch. And this guy is powered by a Seiko NH34 automatic mechanical GMT movement, which is one of the reasons this watch makes a lot of sense to me. Huber chose the NH34 for its reliability and GMT functionality, with manual winding. Now the NH34, it's not exotic, it's not some high-end flex movement, but that's really the point. This movement's familiar, it's practical, and certainly useful. If you like the idea of tracking a second time zone, or you just want the added visual appeal of a GMT hand, this movement gets the job done without making the watch feel overly precious or complicated. It simply performs, and in a rugged and tough way. And now let's talk about the case itself, because I do think Huber did a good job here. The case design is sharp, the craftsmanship feels nice, and one thing I really enjoy about this watch is a side profile. You get a good look at the turn down on the tips of the lugs, and that helps the watch wear a little bit better, and it looks a little more intentional on the wrist. You also get drilled lug holes here, which I really appreciate. Now the brushing looks incredibly well done. It gives the case a clean, confident finish. It reinforces that everyday wear identity without making the watch feel sterile or boring. So visually, I think the case does a lot of work in helping this watch really keep its substantial feel without feeling awkward. Now let's talk about the Lume, because there's a little bit of a catch here. The Novus GMT uses superluminova on the hands and markers for strong low light readability. And to be fair, when you first charge this watch, the Lume on the hour markers does look strong. It gives you a really nice long glow, and visually it's definitely satisfying. But here's the trade-off. The hands don't hold Lume as long as the hour markers. So while the markers stay visible, the hands fade away a little bit sooner, and that means nighttime readability is not quite as strong as I would like it to be. But also remember, that's if I'm being picky. Now, is it a deal breaker? No. But is it worth mentioning? Absolutely, because that's one of the areas where I think this watch could be a little better. The Novus GMT, it's rated at 50 meters of water resistance, and I like how Huber positions it as an everyday automatic rather than some hardcore tool watch, and that is definitely the right approach. So what is this watch really about? To me, the Huber Novus GMT is really about balance. It's got enough presence to stand out, it's got enough design to keep your attention, it's got enough functionality to be useful, but it's still trying to remain comfortable, wearable, and grounded for everyday use. And I think that's important to say, because when I step back and take a look at the whole package, I like this watch a lot. I like the dimensions, I like the presence, I love the dial, I like the little splash of red from the GMT hand, I like the clean branding, I like the brushed casework, and I like the fact that it feels like it knows what it's trying to do. And I think it's also to point out that Huber's doing a good job in not trying to oversell it as something wildly different from what it actually is. This is a nice, clean, bold, everyday GMT, and it's currently priced at $279. It's got premium touches like sapphire superluminova, an exhibition back, and a dependable NH34 movement. Well, there you go. That's the Huber Novus GMT. What are your thoughts on this particular watch? So do you like the balance of an everyday wear with a little spice of GMT? So please take the time to comment down below your thoughts on this particular watch. I read every single one, and you'll notice I reply to all of them as well. Hey, you made it to the end of another video. Thank you for doing that. We appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed what you saw today, please take the time to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It'll only take you a second, but it really does help. Well, we checked the time, and it is time to wrap it up, so we will close the show. My name is Jason with My Dude Watch. We'll do it all again next time, but wait, don't forget, dudes can't be late.